This is Bill Smith. I'm here with Tony Weaver here with the senior night for field hockey. It looks like they're getting ready for the senior night festivities with our 5 seniors and their parents, the far side of the field. The scheduled time for the game was 7, but I think things have gotten together early enough that we may go rather soon. So it might be any minute now. And as soon as they start announcing things, we'll put them together. We'll go along with the announcements. I'll echo what's being announced in the loudspeaker with our 5 seniors. Our seniors here tonight are Sarah McCann, Emily Ryan, MC Hoverkamp. Get the other page. Lucy Rogers and Maria Schuschler. So we're going to have, there will be our seniors that we'll be honoring tonight. Their long time. I think they've all played almost all 4 years. Because we had Bailey here the last 4 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Squire Country. Delone Catholic High School would like to welcome you to J.P. Flaherty Field for this interscholastic contest between Gettysburg Warriors and your Delone Catholic Squirettes. The York Adams Interscholastic Athletic Association and Delone Catholic are emphasizing good sportsmanship from its coaches, players, and fans. This contest is being played for the benefit of the student athletes of these schools. No handheld signs and or banners or noise makers are permitted. Any spectator, by their actions or behavior interfering with this contest, will be removed from the stadium. Regardless of the outcome of today's game, we ask that all spectators consider the time and effort that each of these young participants have put forth to represent their school. The purpose of this activity is to provide.
Bill, it's great joining you tonight again for our second senior night. We had girls soccer last week. We have field hockey. I think soccer is Thursday night. I don't know if I'll be here or not, but Thursday nights. And then we got to do a volleyball game, I believe, inside for senior night. I don't know what night that is.
That's next week, yeah. I have the list. It's
DCBN does try to do all the senior nights for all the. Well, of course, we'll have Delone football senior night here.
Our 5 seniors.
And here we go with the seniors.
Number 3, Sarah McCann.
our first senior is number 3, Sarah McCann. She's coming across the field with her parents, Trey and Colleen McCann. She played field hockey for 4 years as a defensive back. After graduation, Sarah plans to attend college and become a flight attendant. She would thank Sophia Busby for being her best friend through all of it, as well as Coach Amanda for calling her dad to convince her to play freshman year.
All 4 bittersweet years of playing field hockey. Number 5, Emily Ryan.
At number 5, we have Emily Ryan, escorted by her parents, Steve and Peg Ryan. Emily joined the hockey team as a junior, because she had just played last year and this year, playing both offensive and midfield positions. She is also involved in Mu Alpha Theta, Interact Club, Squire Ambassadors, National Art Honor Society, National English Honor Society, and National Honor Society. Emily plans to obtain a Bachelor's of Architecture degree and travel the world. Her favorite field hockey memory is of screaming songs on the bus rides home. She would like to thank her parents, friends, and teammates for pushing her to do the best in everything she does. Emily leaves some advice for the underclassmen, saying, "Try something new. You never know where it will take you." Number 2, we have Mary Caroline Hoverkamp. She's escorted by her parents, Lori and Rob Hoverkamp. MC has been in the goal cage for the last 4 seasons. She also serves on Student Council, Squire Ambassadors, National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, Rho Kappa, Kairos Core Team. She is also an altar server and plays on our indoor field hockey team. After graduation, MC would like to become a pediatric oncologist, eventually getting involved with Doctors Without Borders, and live a happy life. Her favorite field hockey memory is when we ran the 2-mile run as sophomores, got lost, and took 40 minutes. They have not ran this run since. MC would like to thank her parents for being her #1 supporter through setbacks and successes, and driving her hours back and forth to practices and tournaments, including driving a 5-hour round trip to pick up a stick she left at a tournament. Also, she wants to thank Jada for being the best suite. Lastly, MC would like to say to her remaining teammates, don't wish for practice or class to be over sooner. Stop and live the moment. Once it's gone, you cannot get it back as much as you wish you could. Now we have number 25, Lucy Rogers. She's escorted by her parents, Danny and Doug Rogers. Lucy played as a Squire rep for 4 years, both in field hockey and also running in events for the track and field team. After graduation, Lucy plans to go to college, become a successful physician's assistant, have a family, and take them around the world. Her favorite field hockey memory is eating peanut butter out of the jar before every game. Sometimes while running. Lucy would like to thank her parents, past teammates, and current teammates. She would like to remind her younger teammates, your time in high school is short. Make the most of every second. It seems like yesterday I was screaming pep with Callie Shearer. Always remember to keep your head up and your stick down. Lucy leaves us with Sarah's the ye to my ye. We also have now number 37, Maria Schuessler. She's escorted by her parents, Michael and Phyllis Schuessler. Maria has played all over our field for the last 4 years. She is also involved in concert band and chorus, plays softball, is also a member of the National Society of High School Scholars. After Delone, she plans to attend college, majoring in architecture, and continue to play softball and possibly some club field hockey. Maria's favorite field hockey memory is of them screaming, "She sets the city on fire" before every away game. She would like to thank her coaches for always being there for her, especially on the worst days, for helping her to improve and pushing her to play to her best ability. Her parents for everything they have done for her, for encouraging her to try out for field hockey all those years ago, and for supporting her decisions. Thank you most of all for all the love and support you give me every day. Maria's favorite quote is, "Good players inspire themselves, great players inspire others." Maria would like to leave her teammates with this nugget of advice. Cherish every moment you have with your teammates, because it may seem like years now, but it will feel like moments when you're standing where we are now, ending your journey and leaving a legacy. Now from the coaches, we want to thank parents and players for your tireless efforts. It has been a blast being a small part of your lives the past 4 years. We are excited to see where you will take life. It's a tough day seeing your babies leave the nest, but you have each become intelligent, strong, and confident young women. Thank you for letting us be part of your journey. Remember to keep your head in the clouds and your feet on the ground. Now let's play some field hockey.
This is a nice gesture. They're giving some flowers to the seniors from Gettysburg High School.
Yeah, I remember that from last year. They just
and that's so
to
true.
reciprocate, honor them.
So true what they say about being seniors. When I was coaching football, the first thing we'd say to our freshmen and sophomores, cherish every practice. I mean, don't. Just like the one girl said, don't wish it to be over, because before you know it, it is going to be over. And then October 18th, the kids are going to be sitting there in that shack, the seniors, and they're going to realize what their coaches told them 4 years ago. And I'm just like these girls noticed tonight, it goes very quick.
Yeah, they're especially with the the big lap at the end of the football game, they're not going to want to leave.
No, and that's
and
the same for these girls here. They put in the
it's-
time. They everybody. Football is a big money maker here, but you know what? These girls practice just as hard as the players. They put in as much time.
Yeah, they put in the time, the effort, the sweat. They break themselves. They hurt themselves. They miss class, which might seem like fun, but there's always something to make up. So there is a lot of sacrifice that they do for their teammates, for their coaches, for themselves, for the community. It's something that's tough while you're doing it, but once it's over, you miss it.
Yeah, and it's very nice for them to have this one showcase night, even though it's senior night, for everybody to be out here and play on where there's bleachers on both sides, and they're not standing up there with brown corn on one side,
right,
and people's yards on the other side where the people really can't relax to watch the game.
And 00, Emily Escovedo.
Yeah, being on a dedicated sports field can really, it does make it different. It does.
It does. It makes it. I'm sure they feel it tonight.
Delone, Flyer Number 2, Reagan Arago.
Announcing the starters for the Squirettes.
Number 3, Sarah McCann. Number 5, Emily Ryan. Number 9, Lexi Strasbaugh.
It's very tough for the field hockey team also here at Delone. There's no feeder system. Like there's no CYO basketball and there's 7th and 8th grade football, 5th and 6th grade football. There's nothing for the field hockey. There's volleyball even at 7th and 8th grade, but not field hockey. So these girls really, some of them play club ball, but a lot of them don't pick up a stick till freshman year.
Right. And I remember just because,
Number 33,
Delder Bailey was last 4 years.
Yeah.
My wife Danny, she played. Her cousin Lisa was a coach for her when we were here as students, but she also coaches at Suburban now. There was, after 6th, 7th, 8th grade, Bailey did go to those camps.
Yeah, there's
Suburban,
camps in
but it was only a week or two a year.
Yeah.
It wasn't a full program.
I think we're going to have the national anthem now.
Yes.
And right off the bat, Bill, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to lead me here because field hockey's not one of my strengths. I'll tell you that right off the bat.
I understand that, and also, but to be honest, even after 4 years being a parent, I kind of have a good feel of when they're going to blow the whistle, but I'm not really sure what for. Whenever the ball hits a leg or a foot, that's generally an infraction. It's not the way you want to advance the ball with the stick, and there are ways to you approach the ball from the correct side. So it's
well, we'll try to give you a description of what's going on here tonight. So, and I guess we're getting ready for the face-off, I believe it's called, still in. So we'll play, it looks like 30-minute halves, is that correct? And there's 2 halves to this game?
Yeah, we'll have 2 30-minute halves. Essentially running clock. Very little except for injuries stop the clock.
And it looks like right off the bat, Delone's going to defend. They're going to be going towards the school, defending the Moose goal. And Gettysburg will be coming from the school to the Moose end where their goal sits. And I guess Gettysburg received because they're going to hit the ball first here. Or do they give it to Delone or no?
No, they take back. They hit it back to take control. No, it's not. It's not a true competitive face-off like lacrosse. It's one of the things that having started to watch and broadcast lacrosse, those face-offs at the middle are pretty intense. This is more reserved, but strategic and skillful too.
Squires in white and black, and Gettysburg in the maroon, all maroon with white numbers.
And we have some advancement. And some midfield play. There's so far been some back and forth, good passing. The difference with playing on grass, and it's what most of our teams are used to. It slows the ball down quite a bit. So even with almost a full swing hit, the ball is going to grind to a stop most of the time before it goes out of bounds.
And when the ball goes out of bounds, correct me if I'm wrong, the clock keeps running. And
it continues to keep running. It's much like soccer, where we would have a throw in. The team that touched it last goes on defense, and their opponents get a chance at the ball. So and just even like with this, whenever there's an infraction, they continue. The whistle goes.
Right.
They indicate who gets control of the ball, who gets possession, and then they really keep going.
Delone seems to have it in the offensive end here, but the whistle blown and must have been an infraction because Gettysburg going to take over the ball.
That was a good hit and a good stop by Jada Reese. We have now they're really having a good scoring chance. Almost had a corner, and again, corners work a lot like soccer. It's one of the better scoring chances that you can get. So if the ball were to go beyond the goal line off of a defensive player, the offense would get a chance at a corner.
Well, I'm sure we'll see some of them as the game goes on here.
Yeah, they get in kind of a cycle of them. Once you get one, the next play often leads to another one or ends in another corner.
Squires are going to get the ball.
Squires do get control again.
Now the shot has to be inside the dotted circle or the hard circle. There's a dotted circle up.
We believe it's the solid. It has to be within the solid to count.
I think I remember that from last year when we did the senior night game last year.
And I think as the game has evolved, that had to have been done for safety because, if you're
I think that was called dangerous, or she raised the stick too high or something. Or?
Yeah, when she swung and missed, there was an infraction just for dangerous play with the stick. You can get if the if the ball even, if she were to hit the ball, depending on the speed and the height, they can call that as well. If the ball's lofted very high, that's legal. If the ball's hit hard across the ground, that's legal. But if you're in any, torso or head area, that's generally they stop play and reverse course.
Well, they're going to give the ball here to Gettysburg.
And we're at about 25 minutes left in the first half. Quite a bit jockeying position for position, gaining some ground to get towards a score, but then sometimes you have to give up ground to maintain possession, and sometimes with some good smart play and some good hustle, you can do everything right and lose it. We almost had the Squires take possession deep inside. Now we're still back about midway or about midfield.
Yeah, the goals are actually on the goal line for the football field. So the midfield is the 50-yard line. You can see the dimensions out there are football field dimensions. Yeah,
the soccer line is about a yard or two beyond, but they're playing with the football sidelines and with the football in lines. Might develop into a scoring chance.
And they're going to give the ball back to Gettysburg.
And as they get down there, there was pretty much some contact and a challenge there. That Delone got control. It's going to go out of bounds.
To Delone, it looks like.
Yes, I was a little surprised at that. I hadn't followed it. But I did notice down at Delone's defensive end, there's a lot of experience. I mean, between a senior MC in the goal, and she's been a goalie first or second team since she was a freshman. She started out there.
Now, who is in goal for Delone right now?
MC Hoverkamp.
Okay.
Yeah, Mary Caroline. Sorry. But also on defense, there's Sarah McCann. I think she's a 4-year senior. And Jada Reese, who's a 3rd-year junior. So there's a lot of experience back there. And I think, it gives you some good security to be able to have people who can really move the ball back out.
We're going to have one of these corners now because that went off Delone. So here we're going to set up, and they'll set up alongside the goal. Oh, no, they're bringing it back out. I thought the ref pointed under the...
Yeah, not positive of what that was. I mean, Gettysburg does have control, but that wasn't... Yeah, that was a kickball by Gettysburg, so Delone gets the control back. Another kick.
.8:30 going here in the first half.
I think the ends of the stick are so small compared to their feet. Of course, you're going to hit the feet more. But that's as a skill game, it's more than just hustle. It's a matter of being able to adjust in a moment. And they're used to playing on a field that's not the most I'm not gonna say reliable, but it's not the most consistent. You know, it's got bumps and
Yeah.
as well as the crown we have here. I mean, that's something you inspect and work with, but
Well, the field through the football now. Gettysburg gonna have a shot here.
up their
Ball's
back.
kicked out. Nice save.
That was a very good save. But that was a pretty rather high percentage scoring chance they had there.
Yeah, they had it in. Nice save by the Delone goalie there. And it's been a few minutes since we've been down at this end, so
But they're not living down at the defensive
No.
end. I have to admit that I haven't seen a game yet this year. This is my first of the year, but most of the last few years, they played hard. They played with good skill, but they also played most of the game in their defensive end, and that just makes it tough. No matter how skilled you are, it's hard to block everything.
how do the
that
subs?
comes
How do
at
they
you.
sub in here? Do they stop the game, or does a girl just go in and another girl come off?
Whenever there's a break in the
Okay.
in plays, there's available.
Time to come in.
Yeah, I think you go to the box or to the scoring table.
Gotcha.
Well, now there's a chance here for Delone out at
That must be with the dotted line.
the top of the dotted line. So about 21 yards, 22 yards. And we had I think that might have been a kickball or. Now again there. Very good scoring chance. Still a good. A nice kick save by the Gettysburg goalie.
Best scoring chance of the night for the
Yeah,
Squirettes there. Gettysburg just had one a few minutes ago, and Delone came right down and had a scoring chance.
Here's another crossing pass. Very dangerous.
Ooh,
But
I thought the goalie just let that go by. And
well, she
she
did.
had the angle on it, I guess.
But she read it well. And since it was last off a Gettysburg player, or maybe that was because it was a long shot on goal. There we go.
The ball does take some weird hops.
Yeah,
out
and
here,
that's the thing. You can have everything you're trying to do get set up, and then one errant bounce of the ball, and all of that momentum, physically and emotionally, can go away. But
another good scoring chance here for the Squirettes.
an old school coach would argue that a lot of that could be alleviated by keeping your stick on the ground.
What did the one senior say? Your head down and stick in the ground.
That's the.
They're in close, Al.
And they are. Oh, there. Now I think we finally have a corner.
Yeah, here we go. 14 minutes in, we're going to have our first corner.
So, the defenders have to stay behind the goal line, and then midfielders have to
Until the
stay
ball's
behind.
hit.
Yeah, until stay behind the goal. So it's really a dash to just get enough people to play defense right now.
Another nice save by the Gettysburg goalie. She came out and kicked that out, and then they got a penalty in there to hit a foot.
Yeah, and after she missed that first swing, she chose to do a higher pass. And again, if it's above the head, that's legal.
Gotta be fast, White.
But we're about halfway through the first half. Still no
nice
score,
move.
but a good move to get around. Nice kick save by MC again. But notice, even with a pretty much full power kick, the ball still rolled.
Yeah, the ball
rolled dead before.
Well, you can see the field's a little chewed up on the sidelines and right about the 20-yard line of each half
Right.
there, where most of the football games played between. Of course, we also had girls soccer on here last week.
Well, we have some good work down the middle of the field.
Wow.
I think that was more from positioning from when the girl kind of ran across the other one. I mean, that's.
Two officials here in field hockey, one on either side. And I think
And here we have a timeout. Yep.
with 13:25 left in the first. I guess you get 3 timeouts a game, just like football.
3.5, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I think.
So it's going to be Delone's ball right there, where the one ref is standing at about the 41-yard line.
Last I had heard, they're in pretty dire need of field hockey officials.
Oh yeah.
And I think the whole way through sports programs, they need people.
Well, a lot of these field hockey games are played in the afternoon too, at 4 o'clock at most of the schools. So it's have to be somebody that can make it at those times.
And there's some traveling, there's some
Yeah,
running.
all over
This
the
time,
YA, yeah.
And I'm sure sometimes it can feel thankless too.
Yeah. Oh, like I refed basketball and softball, umpired softball for a lot of years, and it's thankless. It is thankless. But it's a lot of fun too. You meet a lot of people that you wouldn't have met, if you didn't do it. I'd like to thank George Nieder for coming in and helping us out with football this year. And you and Danny for making this possible, that we can hear each other and get everything out on the air now.
Well, with Danny being able to play around with stuff, she's really catching on in ways I never did with how the program and stuff works. And it's fun. It's something that, we get to get some new toys every once in a while. Whether it's some stuff is stuff that's, the school stuff that we get to play with, and some stuff that we lend to the school and get to learn more about it when we use it here. So it's just, when I think about it, being able to be a part of this and getting these things out to parts of our community that in decades past would never get to see it. It just really tickles me to be able to do it.
Yeah, me too. It's all for the kids, and it's good for, you know, people that have relatives that are playing this game that can't be here. Delone again down.
Very good scoring chance.
Just can't
But
finish
yeah,
it off.
then she kind of had to cross over. You have to run around the ball. You can't cut through it. Another scoop. And that might be the most effective way to get it down there at this point.
What, the long
Hard,
hit?
yeah. Hard hits along the ground are going to bounce and slow down quickly just with the condition of the field. Although that was a good one. No, that was a good hit. But from a dead ball, a scoop is easier to control, and you can get some distance.
Get around her. Go get in front of her.
Now there's some pressure being put on by Gettysburg. Held back by Maria. The Schuschler passes it into the forwards. Good cutoff there by the defense from Gettysburg.
Referee saw something over there, and Gettysburg's going to get the ball back. And it's hard. It's not like football. We can't really see the refs' signals here.
They're very quick. It's really more for the players. They quickly find out what the issue was and continue with it. Again, that was the ball got hung up in the feet. Again, nice aggressive clearing, and now even down into the defense or into their offensive end is Gettysburg. And again, right off the infraction there.
Big down. Yeah, they got it down and low.
And we're 20 minutes into the half, so there could be some fatigue setting in, especially with some of these players having played
some of the JV game.
15-minute halves of the JV game. But again, we have a scoop, knocked down, but still makes it.
Yeah, I noticed, when the ref blows the whistle, you don't really have to wait. You just put the ball down and go.
Right. Even in soccer, they set the ball, and then they get you started again. Here, you just, the communication's quick, and they're back into play.
Come on, Abby. Come on, Abby. Pass it out.
That was a good play. It's a matter of really keeping the ball on the correct side of you, and that was what she missed.
Going to stay the Squirettes ball.
Okay, no, there wasn't an issue. But it's the sport's designed so you can't just switch hands and then go backhanded.
Oh,
nice.
Another nice save.
Very close.
Not sure she even saw it at first.
But yeah, she got it between her feet.
And did a nice kick save. Went out of bounds off them, so they're going to clear it here. We're down to about 9:15 left here in the first half. Still no score. Couple chances here now, though.
There we go, another scoop. Now there's a deep shot down to the corner. Good play by Sarah to take control of that again. Yeah, usually it seems to be like, you know what, if I don't hit it the first time on a drive, I'm just going to scoop it up. And that's showing some success. But now there's a scoring chance, perhaps.
I think Gettysburg got it for some reason. Delone had a girl to the left here, and I don't think anybody saw her. She was clear.
Come on, White. Gotta stop the ball, White. Gotta stop the ball, White. Let's go, White. Jada. Stay after it, Jada.
And we have some.
Something happened out
Yeah,
here. Delone's going to get the ball, I think. 8 minutes left here in the first half. No score.
Yeah, I'm truly sorry to just sometimes say something happened or a call was made, but the
Yeah, the people are just going to have to bear with us on
the
that.
particulars are just something that it just, even after a few years, still aren't natural to me.
Squires again putting on a little bit of pressure here, but it must have hit a foot because we're
I
going to go the other
think
way.
there was a foot there. There we go. There were some good passes on the 6 side. And now we have a corner. So there's a good opportunity.
That
here.
hit a Gettysburg foot in the circle, so that's a corner.
I think that might be it.
That's what it looked like happened. So 6:50 left here, our second corner of the night. Both for Delone.
Controlled well. And that was a foot.
And you're right, it's very tough with them sticks not
It is,
to
yeah.
let it hit your foot.
I mean, you're gonna have to have your feet planted to get
Nice steal
get
there.
good control of the ball, but then the stick is pretty small.
Gettysburg going to
Okay,
take
Gettysburg
over
got it.
again there. Stolen by Delone out front here.
It kind of sounded like a broken bat hit
In
on
baseball, yeah.
I don't know. I really think that this game could turn out to be pretty frustrating if you're playing, because it seems the way for things to go right are very
There's
small.
more things that can go
Yeah.
wrong.
And the things that can go wrong are very many.
Delone again
Because
on the
just
attack. And there was a good example where the ball was going right towards the pen. Now they got it in again.
But now, yeah, as soon as that ball goes across, 14 wasn't able to do anything with it, because
Yeah.
you can't just switch hands. You have to get back around, and I'm moving away from the mic.
Oh.
You have to get back around the ball. So it feels like you might be very close, but it may be seconds before you can do anything with it.
Well, the first shot they had on that scurry there at the goal, it looked like it was going towards the goaltender and then hit something and went around the other way. But Delone's been putting the pressure on here for the last 3 or 4 minutes, and here we got a sub coming into the game. Delone doing a good job keeping the ball in their end for the last 3 minutes or so.
Come on, win that ball.
It does seem for both teams, some of the defenders are very skilled.
Yeah.
And because there have been chances on both sides that have been thwarted pretty impressively. And that was a good drive for
And that ball's going to slow up before it gets to the goal.
Right, so you can't attack. If you're the goalie, you can't really necessarily attack it that.
Yeah, you don't want to leave the goal open. Not in a nothing game with 3 minutes left in here in the first half.
Well, that was it with that missed swing. Every bounce of the ball can make the best skill play not work, and that's something I might have a tough time playing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know you couldn't play with the backhand either. You know that you have to get around to the right side of the ball. Another chance for the Squire.
Yeah, you can turn around with it,
Yeah.
but you can't just flip the.
Just wide, and it's going to go out of bounds. 2:10 left here in the first half. No score. Gettysburg can't clear their end here. Delone keeps it down.
And there was a kick. I think that was a foot.
Now there's a whistle, and it's going to go over to Gettysburg.
In the waning moments here of the first half.
Oh,
There was somebody close enough that could have been called dangerous, but I don't think they did.
I think it hit a foot there, and ref's going to give it to the Squirettes. 1:25 left here in the first half.
There's a chance. Now with Delone having. Now we have that momentum's been turned.
Stolen away by Gettysburg.
Well, I think.
Oh, we're going to have a corner for Gettysburg.
I think the Delone defender thought she had kicked it, so she was, getting ready for a whistle, and it didn't come.
So here's the third corner. First for Gettysburg. Now, what happens if time runs out?
That I'm not sure. I think they do finish the play, and until the next infraction, the next out of bounds.
Gettysburg hits it out to the. And it takes a wild bounce, but it's back into the circle.
And what do we got? And
Going to go over to the Delone.
Yeah, going over to Delone with.
That's probably going to be the end of the first half.
Barring a miracle on one side or a catastrophe on the other, but with 7 seconds, there is some tiny bit of time, maybe not.
That's going to be the end of the first half here at JT Flaherty Field. So let's see how long they give them for half. Probably 15 or 10.
I think it might. Yeah,
10 minutes. I'd like to tell you a little story about the field hockey team. I live close to where they practice. I won't give you, but they practice in the summertime when they go out. They practice early in the morning, like 6 in the morning. So what they did, the girls came around with little bags of candy and gave them to all the neighbors back there, and wanted to make sure there was no hard feelings because they're out there blowing whistles and stuff at 6 o'clock in the morning on the summer days. And that was very nice. And that's the second year in a row that they've done that. And, it's kudos to the coach. I mean, you can tell what kind of coaches they have. And, they're thinking about not only field hockey, but thinking about the neighbors and everything else. Well, we had the first half there was, both teams had their scoring chances and both goalies came up big. I think Delone, from about the 7-minute mark till the end, had the better of it. But I think early on, Gettysburg had a little bit of more offensive power, but Delone had their chances down there and couldn't get it in the net. Or the cage. I'm sorry, cage.
The cage.
It's not a bad crowd here for, of course, everybody sits on this side,
Right.
so, and I have no idea what, Gettysburg's record is. I know Delone's not going to the playoffs, but Gettysburg plays in the upper bracket of the YAIA.
And again, just with the situation of not having a junior high program, not having
And
the deanery schools play
right.
the game, it's difficult.
And the numbers aren't good for. I mean, Gettysburg has a full JV squad and a full varsity squad, and Delone, some of the girls play both JV and varsity. Right. So we're going to have to see if fatigue sets in here in the last 30 minutes of this contest. Of course, I think they switched cages now, right?
They switched sides.
And
it could just be, by this part of the season, they might be used to it.
Yeah.
They might be conditioned to where.
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they have any more away matches or
I'm not
if this
positive.
is our last game. I don't have the schedule with me. Coach is down there trying to give some strategy here, but like you said, it's awful tough because the one looked like it was going in and it hit something and made a left. Yeah. And when they play, they usually play on turf. Most of these other schools have turf fields, I would guess. I'm sure Gettysburg does.
Yeah, I think Gettysburg does, but it might be around half and half.
Yeah,
would be a guess.
But the game's much faster.
It is certainly much different on a turf field. I know a few years ago, might be 5 or 10 now, but I did get to see some field hockey played at Lebanon Valley where I went to college, and they have a turf field, and it's more like hockey. It's a lot more like hockey than soccer.
Yeah.
And when you're on grass, it's a lot more like soccer.
Well, Lebanon Valley over the years has been one of the better D3 schools in field hockey. Well, coming up here on DCBN, I think Thursday night.
Thursday's the boys.
Is the boys soccer parents' night. Like I said, you'll be here, right?
Yeah, and we'll have
unknown for me yet, but we'll have the game on next week. Sometimes I think it's the volleyball final. I'm not positive that date.
The 17th. I think next Thursday
volleyball.
Night. Next Friday's football.
Next Friday's the 18th is a York Catholic boys football game, which is huge for the Squires for district points and also for the league championship. After starting 0-3, the boys football team now sits at 4-3 and fourth in points for district play after beating Bermudian 42-15 Friday night in front of a big crowd here. So DCBN will then take a little break. I think we're going to do the Hanover game.
We'll probably do Hanover.
We're trying to get the okay to do the Hanover game at Hanover. We don't do too many away games. About the playoffs for football, that's up in the air right now. We're going to have to check on that because they did make some changes to last year's ruling. That it was just cost was too prohibited, and actually we could only do radio or the audio portion of
the championship.
On the championship game,
right.
We did do video and audio for the first round.
Yeah.
And then the championship game, we can only do audio. But we'll have to check on that and get back to you, so listen to the football game. But we're going to try to do the Hanover-Delone game like the 86th meeting of that rivalry. And then we'll have our meeting here sometime in November, and we'll post on the website what we're going to do for basketball. And last year we did 5 boys games, 5 girls games, and 3 wrestling matches. Hopefully Tony Kuntz and Bob Gano, the wrestler, can come and help you with that.
Well, I did some with each of them, but I think
if we could get both of them on the mic,
right?
Because they're both. I mean, Tony, the all-time wrestling champ here at Delone, 2-time state champion. Bob Gano coached here for years. Coached at Biggerville also. Was a great wrestler in his own right at Greenville High School out in Western PA. So. They know the game a little better than us.
Yes.
I'll take a back seat to them anytime on that sport. But we're going to have our meeting. We don't know if it's only going to be 5, 5, and 3. We'll talk about it and see what we can do. It all depends, who we can get to work certain things and who's going to be available. That's the way we do it here at DCBN.
And as long as we're also with going to a jetpack, a mobile data spot for now. That's probably going to be the case even in the gym. So we might run up against some data limits.
Yeah.
That I think it's only for a month, 30 gigs, and about 2 gigs an hour. So you might be looking more at only able to do once or twice a week, as
unless we get
opposed to-
another car.
Yeah, and there are different things.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see, but that'll be on the website what we're going to do. There's 3 minutes and 25 seconds before the start of the second half here. It's no score here at JT Flaherty Field. On a nice night.
Yeah, the weather was even better than I thought it would
Yeah,
be.
because after the deluge we had last night, I didn't know how the field was going to hold up, but looks pretty good out there.
It does.
The volunteers that keep this field going on, Frank Felix and Moose Knoll and all the guys that take care of everything, the painters of the field and everything did a great job here again tonight. And that's all volunteer here at Delone Catholic, and they do a nice job.
Yeah, I see Frank here, walking.
Frank and Moose are here all the time.
Yep.
I mean, I think they and
It's not just the field. They do the around the outside.
Yeah.
They
now
check.
the Moose's boy Alston's always here too. I mean, he's here doing something all the time when he's not working. And it's just great to see people giving back. Well, Gettysburg's out there in the field. They look like they're ready to go. I don't know if they're going to stop the clock and go ahead and start it, or they're going to make them wait to 2 minutes and 20 seconds here. We'll see what happens if they stop this clock at 2 minutes and
The
just put 30
Squirettes are
on.
coming out. Maybe they're not.
The Squirettes are coming out in the field also. And we're almost ready to go here. The ball's placed down, but I don't see the refs.
Oh, they're down at the table.
They're still there,
yeah.
okay.
They're still at the table.
Well, the clock's still running under a minute, so I guess we're going to wait these 2 minutes here.
The Squires are going to be getting the pass back.
Yeah, Squires will be going
Yep.
towards the Moose now, if you're familiar with the field here. Gettysburg will be going towards the school.
And I got word from somebody here. The one person here who knows more about field hockey than either of us and doesn't want to get on the microphone said that that's a pass back.
That's what it's called, a pass back.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
we'll call it a pass back.
I was waiting.
Hey, I can get.
Next year I'll line up a coach for you all to have up here a retired coach. That
Oh,
can
we
do
could
this.
get.
Maybe even two.
I can get by football and basketball, and if we ever did baseball, I could do that. But the other sports are.
Well, this
And
one
they-
is a little bit more difficult because you have a lot going on. Very
Yeah,
quickly.
there's a lot going on, and they make the transitions quick. The communication between the refs and the players.
Exactly. The
Are-
ball's hit right away. You don't get a chance to even.
Yeah.
Looks like Gettysburg going to put some pressure on right away here in the second half.
I mean, they do make hand signals, but like in football, the play stops. They announce at least
Yeah.
with hand signals to the teams and the crowd
What's going
what
on,
the
right.
infraction was. But here it's just a matter of, you let the teams know what's going on, you start back up and go from there. It's just different. It's not.
And Gettysburg going to get the ball very deep in their scoring lane here. And to come out here,
they're
first 2 minutes here, first minute.
very deep in there. Nice block by Sarah McCann. Now we're moving up. I believe that was Emily Ryan. So a couple seniors are taking some control.
The ball's going to go back over to Gettysburg, but at least it's out of harm's way now for the time being. That ball will go over to Delone as it's hit out of bounds by Gettysburg.
And with all this, as with all these sports, it's whether you're talking soccer, field hockey, even football, different ones have different values to possession and field position. Playing football, I would pretty much tend to rather have the ball at my own 10-yard line than have the other team have the ball at midfield. But
That's not the case.
it's
in
not the
field.
case in some other ones. You would rather have the ball out at midfield, even if you're not in control of it. And sometimes sometimes that's the case here with field hockey, because once you're in close, anything
Oh, it's in the goal.
can happen.
And they're going to give it to Gettysburg.
Yeah.
That was blocked in the middle. It hit a stick in the middle and got by the Delone goalie.
And just we were saying how dangerous it can get.
And yeah, that shot looked like it was going way wide, but it did hit a stick, not a foot. And the clock does stop when they score a goal.
But that, that's much like hockey too. I mean, there's a risk when a defenseman blocks a shot, it can deflect it right into the goal if the goalie's, preparing for the shot to hit unchanged, but then it's your instinct to stop that if you can. I mean, because you could possibly keep it out completely.
Well, I'm not even sure that hit a Gettysburg stick. It might have hit a Delone stick and rifled in.
But that's what I was saying. Even if a defender was trying to block it, you can't fault them for that.
No.
But then you can also, that changes the trajectory, the path of the ball, and makes it much more difficult.
Well, yeah, the goalie never had a shot at it. It was once it changed, it went into the corner of the cage. And Gettysburg will take over here with 26:30 left here in the second half. 1-0 the Warriors.
And we have Delone taking control again. And again, just with that hit, she did nothing wrong, but just based on where the ball bounces, it wasn't successful, and I would have a hard time. Playing a sport that worked that way.
Delone's going to get a shot from out front. And this is pretty much what Gettysburg scored on. They took a direct shot and it hit a few sticks in there.
There was a foot. So now Gettysburg takes back over.
And you're right, Bill. Just that play right there just took one bad bounce over the girl's stick, and all of a sudden Gettysburg's off of the races. But now,
and with the rules, what was right out in front of where your stick was, 2 feet over, you have to run around to get to it.
Yeah.
You can't just move the stick 2 feet and switch hands. You have to reorient yourself, and that gives your opponents time to get control, gives your opponents time to catch up. Well, we have some control back by Delone with 25 minutes left to go in the second half. A good drive, but a good block. Keeping the ball around midfield here. A pass in by Gettysburg.
my guess is there's probably going to be more timeouts called in the second half too. But
I would imagine, especially when you are getting close to, if the game remains close,
yeah,
and you want to strategically make substitutions or put in some more.
Gettysburg getting close again here.
And that's past the goal line.
And how are they going to handle this?
And that's out front for Gettysburg.
And this is how they scored the last time. Apparently they had to move it out a little further.
Well, looks like it's been cleared out. The foot. So again, I didn't even see the Delone player even looking back at the ref. She heard the whistle and she knew what the infraction was and got on the ball and got it out.
Delone's going to make a substitution here. Squires get it down inside. They got a shot here.
It's close. It's close. And they have the good rebound or good recovery by the goalie.
We're going to get a.
No, I think it's Gettysburg control.
Or it's a corner for Delone.
No, I see the. No, it is. Okay, then I don't know.
I thought.
I didn't know.
Saw
I don't
the ref
know with,
point
I don't
to
know
the
with the arm. Yeah.
I saw the ref point to the goal line, so.
Oh, it's across the corner. It's across. Still in.
I think the ball went out of bounds. Delone going to get another corner here or what?
No, I think they have it out front. I think Delone will be doing ball out at the.
The clock is stopped for a minute here. Equipment repair. Or is it an injury? I don't know.
No, I think she's being pulled from the game without their man down. She got carded, maybe.
He has a 2-minute. I think I heard the ref say 2 minutes. I believe that's a 2-minute penalty.
Oh, we got a penalty?
Yeah.
And the girl goes to the penalty box.
So Gettysburg will be a player down for 2 minutes.
Oh.
That's going to be a timeout.
Yeah, the clock will stop with that for that with 22:22 remaining.
Ball got up in the air there and struck the
Yeah.
girl.
But right about waist high.
The girls always kneel out of respect when they have an injury.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the girls are kneeling out of respect, giving all the time needed and all the attention to that the injured player might need.
That's a very solid, heavy ball.
So I got to tell you, that's the first time I saw a penalty, a 2-minute penalty in field hockey.
It's been a while, but I've seen them.
So what infracts tripping or something like that would?
I don't.
A yellow card is when they get pulled out of a game for a period of time. A red card is when they're completely removed from the game. So she got a penalty. I think I heard the ref say unsportsmanlike conduct, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
She was
Okay.
being.
I think it could have been something she said.
And then 20 minutes after.
Something she said.
20 minutes after, 20 seconds after that, we had the injury timeout here, and they're attending. We don't have the number.
I believe she got kind of hit right in the stomach, right in the midsection. So
It might have been higher. I don't.
Yeah, she
Okay.
turned, and she's up. She's going to be coming off the field here. So they can sub right away for her, right?
Yeah.
right. They got.
And they're going to take a timeout here, it looks like. 22-22 left here in the second half, 1-0 Warriors.
Sorry, I was just actually checking the video. The video looks pretty good, I think. So, at least on my phone.
We were told we had a little bit of trouble with the video at the Bermudian game, like it was stalling. We don't know.
Yeah, we're looking at whether that was. We're trying to adjust our bit rate and our resolution on the camera. But to be honest, if we had to have solid audio and choppy video, I'd rather have that than the other way around.
Yeah.
But I think we can iron it out so that we can have both. We can have both solid audio and solid video.
So we don't know who the timeout was charged to, but there is a timeout.
I think it was Gettysburg.
It'll be Delone's ball right where it lays, out there around the 16-yard line, 16 yards from the goal. Again, after the Gettysburg goal, Delone had a couple good threats down there, but just can't get the ball in the cage.
But again, it's one of those things where everything's got to go right to make that happen. You know, a lot of things can go wrong, from a bad bounce to having to move just a little bit to adjust to the ball. It's tough to.
Both teams should be going back in the field here shortly. Refs are ready now. I think the whistle's going to blow. Still have about 1:40 left in the penalty to the Gettysburg girl.
Well, now with it being a little chilly, there's some cramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some cramp danger now. Now, I was checking. It is a nice crowd here tonight.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, the weather is quite.
It looks like Gettysburg's going to have the ball. That might have been a potentially dangerous.
Yeah, I think it was probably a.
They probably called it for either high stick or.
Yeah, a high stick or a dangerous hit.
And here goes the whistle. Ball comes the whole way over and goes out of bounds. Going to go back to Delone.
Putting some pressure. Yeah, it is important to, you know, much like in hockey, to keep the pressure on when you have that player advantage, because there may very well be one fewer, you know,
Playing with a
one
player
less
down.
person to get through. You know, you almost feel that every second that ticks by down here is wasted if
Yeah.
you're not. There's some good stick play there by the Squirettes.
Squires are going to have the ball right around midfield.
But we are running down on the
Yeah, she shouldn't
The
have
penalty.
too much. She shouldn't have too much longer to wait.
maybe
here.
10 seconds, maybe not even that. Yeah, it seems like
She had to wait for a
yeah.
stoppage to come in.
Seems like she had a successful. I mean, they've had a successful penalty kill here. I don't know if that's what they call it, but
Yeah, the
but
ball,
now both teams are up to.
ball rolled way far away. The clock keeps running. Delone's going to have the ball over there. Coming up on 20 minutes left in the contest. 1-0 Gettysburg.
And we had a foot. Otherwise, that was some
Yeah, they were
good
going to be.
momentum. They shed lane. Another foot. And that went through, so there's it. Okay, Gettysburg clears it out. But Maria Schuessler intercepts the pass, although it's been returned, or it's gone back to Gettysburg.
Oh.
There was contact there, and
Got a card. Yellow card.
we had a yellow card, so we're thinking, again, 2 minutes. So there's a penalty. She has to sit out for.
So Delone's going to play a girl up again.
Yep.
And I would guess that would have been an unnecessary roughness. Second half not as free-flowing as the first half.
No. Well, the referees are conferring too. There are things going on in the game.
It's getting a little chippy is what it is.
Yeah, at least that's what we call it in football, getting chippy. Yeah, people are getting a chip on their shoulder. And
So I think Delone's going to have the ball. One thing I did notice here in the second half, Gettysburg's relying on the long shot a little more than they were trying to lift it earlier.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're going with the long shot more. Clock now running again.
And this is, well, depending on weather, but we're getting down perhaps to when they're dew condensing on the field. It might make the ball roll more.
Yeah.
Oh, that went through. There's a good scoring chance. Still going down towards the crossing. We have a crossing pass. And
Gettysburg cleared.
essentially cleared. But nice stop by Delone. Getting it back in, putting some pressure on. And we have a foot. Now we're back to midfield. It's a little bit of momentum.
I'm going to give that ball to Gettysburg. Right up and hit.
I think that, when she challenged for the ball, I think she crossed the girl's body with the stick, and I think that's what the infraction is. Now we have a pass across the goal, and we have a corner. Yeah, there was an infraction in that circle, and that's what goes with what brings the
So
corner.
this is our fourth corner of the night. 2 for Delone, 2 for Gettysburg. Or 3 for Delone, 2 for Gettysburg.
Yes,
This is the fifth.
Yep. And we have it out to the circle. Still in dangerous territory. And we have a change of possession.
And the girl that
Nice.
2 minutes has to wait a little bit longer. The next change of
And the ball goes back to Gettysburg. And we do have a lift now, or a scoop.
Ball goes over to Delone.
Yeah, and this isn't a crystal clear game for either team, but it seems like the infractions that Delone's making are smaller and more technical. The ones Gettysburg, at least lately, have been making.
Delone gets the ball again. I wonder if it was more than a 2-minute penalty for this girl because she's been
Could
out.
have been, yeah. It's been almost 3 now already because it was almost right after the last
that
one.
ball's going to go out of bounds and almost out to Delone Avenue.
I'm gonna say you might have to see if Dixie can pick that one
pick
up.
that up on the way home.
If her physical contact is deemed very deliberate, they could pull her up to 5. Up, I think up to 5.
Clock going to stop till we get another ball back in play here.
I did notice in soccer they have usually a little kid on both sides. Funneling one in and fetching the other. A nice drive. Okay.
Went in the cage, but it doesn't count.
Right, it was way too long. A high pass in. Controlled by Delone. Infraction gives them a bit clearer possession. Nice job of keeping that ball in bounds. Passing it ahead. A little bit of back and forth now. I don't know if she did step on the ball, but she did come across. She did cross it with her body. But now we're looking up. Could be some dangers. And a little bit cleared.
Ref's going to give the ball back to Delone, it looks like, on that swing. Oh, nice play by the Gettysburg.
But they're putting on the pressure. Pass across the center.
Ball goes to Delone. The girls off the penalty bench now. So
Okay,
back in the game.
I think they're back. Well, it is under 14, so it probably was 5 minutes.
Yeah, full strength. Delone's got to get the ball down to their scoring end. Gettysburg's had the better of it here for the last couple minutes.
Yeah, there's been some pretty consistent pressure by Gettysburg down here. Okay, call against Gettysburg.
Yeah,
from what I was seeing, it could have gone either way. And we're clear, but it's controlled by Gettysburg. Now controlled back by Delone. Nice pass. And Delone is now getting in. Hopefully going to keep some control, keep some pressure on. Maybe tie this up, getting close, getting in. And goes back to Gettysburg.
That was Delone's first real run in a couple minutes.
And Delone gets control back. This could be a chance to. I think that might have been a dangerous ball because I didn't get above.
Yeah.
It got above knees, but didn't get above head. So
12 minutes left in the game.
So Gettysburg giving control again, and she didn't have a whole lot of help, but she had made some considerable penetration there. And ball back to Delone. Little bit of push through. And now we have the ball going through for Gettysburg. Out on the corner. Passing ahead. They keep control.
And that was one of them step overs they got in front. So.
Right. And it's not like she doesn't know that that's what you do, but she went where she thought the ball was going to go and it bounced somewhere else.
It put a stop to the momentum, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we had a foot there on Gettysburg, so controls back to Delone.
Gettysburg once again getting in the offensive end here.
And they maintain control and come right back, putting back the pressure, keeping the pressure up, and hoping to clear, but then getting control of the Squirettes, pardon me.
They just can't get that long pass up.
Yeah, just can't get anything to clear it out of there. And now Gettysburg has control again and switches back.
Under 10 minutes left in the game.
Well, with Gettysburg up 1-0, there needs to be a sense of urgency a bit, not any desperation, but you can't spend the next 10 minutes down here in this end of the field.
A little like golf, you got to keep your head down when you play.
I was wondering if that was going to be an infraction when she poked out with one hand. And now back. Now I think that hit a leg, hit a foot. Now could just be fatigue.
Yeah, it does look like they're fatigued
To
a little
swing
bit.
and to the swinging and the running for what could be now coming up on 80 minutes for some of them.
Yeah.
And we're back to control, back to the Squirettes.
They're just missing their long shots. They're not hitting the ball down the field. Ball's going to go back over to Gettysburg.
Now there isn't particularly any extra advantage being taken by the Warriors either, but when you're down one, you kind of have a little bit more need to make something happen. Than
Ball
when
still
you win.
stays with Gettysburg here. Gettysburg in
Getting
again.
down, taking it down. I think that was a glove save or a swat by MC.
She swatted it out, and I don't know what that means.
I think it's out to the front again.
It's going to be out front for Gettysburg.
I thought a corner was when it went out. But a corner is when there's an infraction in the circle. If it goes out, they just get the ball out front. If it goes out off a defensive player, the offense gets it out front.
Gettysburg's going to keep control of it here.
And intercepted there.
Oh, she overran it.
A little bit of momentum, a little bit of pressure being put on by Gettysburg. And for a while there, it seemed like that ball had eyes.
Yeah. Ooh, high stick. Clock stopped as the ball went way out of bounds there. And it's a
I think
timeout.
I think we called timeout. I think one of the teams called a timeout.
So with 6:48, my guess would have been Delone. Get some order and try to make a final push here in the last 6:48. They're down 1-0. And Delone's going to have the ball from their goal, from their cage out.
Delone's been playing very well. They've been getting.
Yeah, they had their
Getting
chances
motion,
early.
yeah,
They
they've
haven't
been
been down
getting
there
chances.
recently, but they had their chances early in the late in the first half, and a little bit early here in the second period. But Gettysburg got that one goal that the shot from just inside the circle that ricocheted around and went into the cage. So
But they're still in it. It's not 8-0 or anything.
No,
You know,
no.
There's still a reason to play with high
and it looks
intensity.
like Gettysburg's putting in another goalie. They're going to stick their, and the Squires are going to take the field. Gettysburg's going to go with another goalie in the goal cage there. Squirettes come out in the field. It's going to be their ball. And what they need to do, from a little bit of they keep their head down. They got to hit one of them long shots to get that to get at least a play
just
down.
clearing it out.
Clear
to
it out
the
of their
middle.
end.
Good in theory, but that's not practical.
So there's 6:48 left here. Gettysburg out in the field. Now, it's just a little making a change in goal here.
And all I can really tell is that she's smaller. She's certainly a smaller person, and I don't know if that's really what you'd want right now.
And Delone has a little bit of a breakaway here. If they can make the second pass, it's going to be taken. Delone got it back, it looks like. Now Gettysburg
Almost.
controls.
It's one of those, everything was going right, but one thing can mess it up, and that's where it was.
It's going to be Gettysburg's ball. Going to be Delone's ball. An infraction along the far side.
Yeah, I think there was a high stick there. It was hard to tell who it was against or whose stick it was, but somebody swung high.
That's going to be a dangerous ball. It never,
Yeah, that.
Now Delone has a chance if they can clear with the next shot. And they can't keep it in bounds.
And we were talking about trying to get a good clear and getting under it. The little birdie in my ear mentioned, that's easy. That's good in theory, but that's the whole thing here.
Oh, it's very,
Almost nothing goes as planned. You can, the ball will bounce badly even when you hit it well, and it's.
We're under 5 minutes here now. It's getting to that time that you have to get the ball in your offensive end to give yourself at least a chance.
Yeah, there's a point where urgency becomes desperation.
And I think that was touched by the lone player.
Yeah, I think that there was an infraction there, so it was still Gettysburg's ball out at the top of the circle. But a good fighting good fighting for possession away. But Gettysburg does Dude,
Gettysburg going to take
Gettysburg,
control.
yeah.
I'd hit a foot. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the game.
and okay, they're we're going back. Yeah, the Squirets are getting things ready, and they're.
And
I think they're itching for a breakaway.
All Gettysburg's doing is sending the ball back in their offensive end and trying to kill some time here. Down to 3:40. Gettysburg in possession in the scoring zone. Gettysburg ball again.
Mark up, White. Mark up, White.
And okay, control goes back to Delone, but with a little over 3 minutes left, we're
And if it go, just can't control it at midfield, and back into the other zone goes the ball.
and Delone,
Again's going to control.
yeah, they. That was a good play. Giving up a little bit of
And that might
a
work
little bit
out.
of space to get a good hit through. Nice play, nice one-on-one, well, one-on-two play there.
And it's
But I
going to
think
come back.
we did get a foot, but still, that was the type of ball handling that we need right now. I say that like I know.
Delone on a little bit of a run here. A mistake by Gettysburg playing that ball across instead of in.
Oh, that was a foot. Or?
Squirets are going to get it deep here. 2 minutes left. They got another shot.
And they work it down. It's getting almost into the circle. And still Delone control with 1:45 left. And
Comes into the circle, and for some reason it's Gettysburg ball. There must have been an infraction down there. 1:30 left. Delone going to have enough chance to get the ball down here again. Gettysburg scoops it high. Taken by Delone. Back to Gettysburg. Whoa.
down under a minute, 50 seconds to go. And still with 35 seconds to go, still controlled by the Squirets. Down in, nice deep pass, a shot towards goal. Still in the side, still in the side. Still in the circle. Down to 19 seconds.
The ball goes over to Gettysburg. That's going to be it, I think.
But that was
They gave it a shot.
that was some of the most exciting play all night.
That's going to run the clock out. That's going to be the game here. 1-0. I don't think there's a lot to wrap up, Bill.
No, but that was exciting play. They
got it down there and gave themselves a chance. They couldn't get it by the goalie. So that's going to wrap it up here tonight at JT Flaherty Field. 1-0 Gettysburg. DCBN will be back in the air Thursday night. Bill will be here. I'm not sure who's going to be beside him. And then we'll be back on next Thursday, I think, for volleyball. And then again for football next Friday night, the 18th. we'll have some more information about whether we're going to do the Hanover game, football game, and some upcoming. We're not going to have too much in the winter. We're not going to meet until after everything's over for the
Right,
fall,
right.
and we'll meet and see what's going to happen DCBN here in the winter.
So
So nice working with you tonight,
yeah,
Bill.
thanks, Tony. Again, to anybody who really does know the game, I apologize. As a goal, as a game where you go after the goal, you can still follow that. The intensity of the play, high on both parts, really fun to watch. Really good play by both sides. Thanks for being a part of it with us. For Tony Weaver, for my wife Danny behind the